Chris, it's Coach Gurney from Rising Star Baseball Camp. This is video footage of you hitting during the week of August 10th, 2015. And we're going to watch it in slow motion to see if there's any mechanical adjustments we can make to improve your performance. And I've got you paired up with Miguel Cabrera of the Detroit Tigers. And as we start the frames, we can see he's favoring a 45-degree bat angle, and you're a little bit more vertical. I want to first make sure that your hands have the proper grip on the bat. You want to make sure you're lining up your door-knocking knuckles, and I just want to make sure you didn't over-rotate that top hand too much, because it'll be hard to have as good a bat control if you're over-rotating that top hand. Next, as we play the tape, we see that as you load, your front foot is already starting to open up, and Cabrera keeps his, as you see here, more closed. So look at the angle of your foot versus his foot, which stays relatively closed. So I'm going to want you to work on that moving forward. Next, his hands are much closer to his body in this launch position than you are. Yours are further away. Next, he's landing, and you've landed right here, and he's doing a better job of keeping that front foot closed, as I mentioned, but also getting those hands in a better attack position. You've already kind of dropped the hands a little bit, and he's keeping them much closer to his body. I'm going to back this up right here, and as you both are getting towards that contact phase, look at his weight. It's centered over home plate. If anything, it's going towards the first base dugout, and yours is going towards left field. So we're going to want to try and keep our weight back and centered over the plate. You both do a nice job of hitting off a stiff front side right here and having a good back bent leg posture. I would just want to make sure that you stay back and keep your weight over the plate and not jumping out too much. I also want to point out, at contact, you're good here, but then you kind of come through the ball and you almost seem like you don't throw your hands out enough towards center field. I feel like you almost jam yourself here, and I don't think it's just on this pitch. I saw this on a few pitches. So try to get the hands thrown out towards center field. And I want you to watch his finish, Chris. You're finishing down by your belly button, maybe your armpits, and look how high Cabrera's finish is. He's finishing up at shoulder height. And look at his weight. It's still back. And although you want to transfer the weight, you don't want to commit so much towards the third base line like you do here. And try and work on a higher finish. So I'm going to back this up. And I just want you to think about the things that we just mentioned. 1, think about bat angle. 2, make sure your hands are lined up, the door-knocking knuckles. 3, your weight should be centered over home plate and not leaking out towards the third base side. 4, let's make sure our hands don't get too far apart from the body. 5, we want to have a nice high finish. Here we go. Start to finish. There's Cabrera, and there's you. So I was very impressed with your overall ability. You have a very powerful body. I like the way you attack the baseball. I know you mentioned you struggled a little bit staying back on some of the slower pitchers we had at camp. But I think in general, you're going to want to do a good job of keeping your weight centered over the plate here, as Cabrera does such a fine job of. And remember, something we mentioned earlier is keep that front foot closed. Look at his front foot and look at your front foot. So don't fly that front foot open, and that might help you hit to all fields a little better. So I look forward to watching you develop in the coming years, and hopefully we get to work together again next summer. Have a great school year, Chris.